Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride it around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
If you just stumble across the channel, it's probably because somebody hit that like button before. And for those of you who hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, everyone, to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dogg. My name is Lane. I am your Crypto Road Dogg, helping to navigate you through this crazy world we call crypto. Strega says he's glad he didn't wait, says it dropped like a rock. He is talking about ETE that we looked at earlier. Brought it up and we were checking that out and it was just on fire. Blasting up for a while. Very strong move. Very strong move. Still may potentially be one, but like we talked about in the stream, you know, the best way to play these things is to keep these trend lines and watch for them to break. And we draw. Strega, I'm sorry I cursed your project by drawing that line. Every time I draw that rounded line on the project, it drops like a rock. Every time. I have that power. I didn't mean to curse it. But we're talking about getting on the lower time frames and just watching this trend line right here, because if it keeps it up, it'll keep making steeper trend lines, right? Until it doesn't and starts doing what it just did. Broke that trend line and bam, it came back. But let me share something with you, Strega. I'm not saying there's going to do this at all, but I'm just curious right now. 9 moving average is still right up there at 17 cents. Price is down at 13. I'm curious if this is going to get a snap back, but I'm not saying that at all. The general rule is once this happens, it's best to set it out for a while. But Strega says it dropped like its own, but he didn't wait. And I saw you over on Charting Crypto, and you were talking about it, and I think it already started dropping then, but I didn't realize it dropped that much. Wow. Normally you can hope for maybe a retest here, but if it's a real strong move, there's no retest at all. It just keeps going, but whew, she did drop. Let's check her out. Let's clear all this out and redraw it all over again. So there's the parabola. Antonio's in the house. How you doing, Antonio? Glad to have you here. As far as I know, the microphone is on and working, right? All right. So, get my little tool out here. That was really a nice one, too. I can't get it up there. I don't have enough room to get it up there. Try that one more time. So it was on a nice parabolic move. Made it up to 4 stages. If I'm counting that right, yeah. Well, it could have potentially got one more, and it just didn't. Wow, interesting on that one. Elliott Wave thinks it's got one more push to the upside, up to about between 19 or 23 cents. That's interesting. So this is ETE Ethereum Express. I think it's on MEXC. This is on the Uniswap chart here. Price came down and touched the 200 moving average. And usually that's not a bad sign on the 1 hour here, but I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know if I would trust that little guy. I don't know if I would trust it to get back in. Usually when you break that parabola, but yeah, it's still holding this trend line here. It pierced it though. It punched a hole in the wall, so it's weak now. If it ever comes back to this trend line, it can easily just fall right through it. And if we put this into the pattern, you know, we got the bearish megaphone, which should break to the downside. And it looks like it may be trying. So I do see the price probably come back up and we may get some kind of double top. But wow. I bet that freaked a lot of people. It's already starting. Well, let me look on regular candles there. No, regular candles are always down at the end there. Yeah, that's a devil candle. That's the opposite of a God candle. I'm curious about what it'll do next, though. So I want to watch this one just to find out, just for interest in price structure. So you could look at this also as being a rising wedge breaking back to the base point here, maybe. Wow. Be interesting if it comes back to this 366 average. Well, hopefully, Striker, you came out of that unscathed. It sucks on Uniswap that you can't put limit orders. Now, Unibot, I don't know if they offered that or not. But I think maybe they do. That might be something to look into. I don't know. Striker says, I made my exit at 16, didn't have a chance at 18. Says he needed a nap. No, I'm not taking chances. Yeah, this one does look risky. And I think Charting Crypto pulled up the website and everything on it, and I don't think I was too impressed with the project itself. But you know, so the rep I got says $3, but the other saying 70 cents is rebounded. You're not still in rep, are you? Because I've been throwing out that warning for a long time. I think rep is down. No, I think I got out of that at about 240 of my last sale. Who was it? Kraken's got it? Ooh. Oh, Kraken's got the old one or something. I don't know. It's not the Rep V2. It's Rep V2 is what's... They did some kind of... I don't know, man. I don't trust the project at all since it's basically a dead project. V3 on Ethereum. Nice reputation. Well, gosh. Well, I bought this on Ethereum. Rep V2, okay. Ponyx has it. Rep V2. Oh, Kraken does have V2, okay. But it gets Ethereum, Bitcoin, V2. I thought I just looked at that. Here we go. All right, so yeah, this is the one. This is the one I was actually charting. And Token Metrics had me sold on this one, and I mean, this is a great setup. It did great. And then started seeing some signs, and more I looked into it, because I was thinking about this for a long-term hold, right? So there's nothing going on with this. There's nobody using this thing. It was a hype pump. So, been trying to shout the warden on that because it's just coming down. Now, I'm sure there may be people get into this and pump. I mean, but it's a dead project. So I hope you're not still in on this guy. That would make me sad. Trigger says, yes, like people woke up and sold it. It was starting to rounding and then dropped like crazy. What was that, the 23rd? But can we try? I think I'm technically in Brazil right now, so let's see if we can get in there. In a few minutes, I am going to check out NAKA, Kaspa, and gosh darn it, what's the other one? TRB. This kills me. VPNs do this. I don't know why. I mean, verify that I am human here. So let's check this out. Augur.net. I mean, it looks like your global no-limit betting platform. Cool, right? And especially Rollbit was out and all the gambling stuff, and it looks awesome. Blockchain-based prediction markets may be one force strong enough to counterbalance the spread of incorrect information on social media. They give people financial incentive to seek the truth and then protect them with the twin shields of pseudonymity and decentralization, says Bahale. I'm not even saying that. The former CTO of Coinbase. I think he's the same guy that's giving out $1 million, right? But can you? And see, this is what I kept getting no matter where I was coming from. You're not supporting your region, but at some point I got to look inside and there's no activity. It appears you're trying to access this from one of the following regions that aren't supported: United States, United Kingdom, Belarus, Cuba, Iran, Iraq, Cote, I don't know what that is, Liberia, North Korea, Sudan, Syria, or Zimbabwe. You can still access the rep migration. That's what they're doing with the tokens, taking the V version 1 that's still on Kraken over to the V2. But why? And I am in Brazil, which is not listed on there. And it just won't let me do anything. But it's been over a year since they updated their blog, so that's one thing. Their roadmap 2021. those are some sad clues. So it pays to do some due diligence on these things. And I thought I'd, you know, it took me a while to dig deeper to get there. I should have dug that deep when I first looked at it. So Dead coin. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the exciting coin Kaspa that everybody loves, which is at 48 cents. Now, here's the deal with Kaspa. I'm going to come up to a bigger time frame. And with my video, I was saying that were we up here? So we're a good chance to come back up to this area, the short zone, which so far is working out nice. We're looking at the possibility of it breaking to the upside and possibly going parabolic. That was what it was starting to look like it was wanting to do up here, but I did say you rejected there. I was suggesting to put a trigger order or a conditional order where if it gets above 58 cents, buy some, because it should be rocking and rolling. And that, to me, that was the safest way to play it. And also, you could do that on the short for when it breaks the trend line. Put a trigger order under there and you can catch the drop to the bottom. Should it do it? This one takes forever to move, doesn't it? But it's strong, but it's still, no matter how you look at it, it's in a bearish pattern that normally breaks to the downside unless it gets trigger happy. I mean, there's still always that possibility if it breaks above this, going crazy, up to 9 cents, possibly higher. And it seems like it wants to flirt with that idea. I'm not sold that it will do that, but who knows? A lot of people behind this one. Some news came out about Tellor, TRB. A bunch of whales buying that one. I mean, it was kind of obvious that somebody was buying it to drive the price, from around $10 to 50 to 60. But I did see an article posted on that earlier. I thought that was interesting. There's some bearish divergence there between here, but it's not, there is overall here, so there's bearish divergence and we could come down. It's not as strong between these two peaks. But still, nothing's changed, just waiting to see if it drops. If it does drop, juicy areas down here. It'll probably stay here for a while, between 2.7 and 3 cents. Still, things look nice and strong. Staying above the 4-hour moving 200, way above the daily 200 moving average. So, I mean, if you're not in this and wanting to get into this, man, this is just not the safest time. Not the safest time, because you could be easily buying the top. So I still stick with my guns. If you see it get above 58 cents, we break above this, it's probably going crazy. And even though it's buying it higher, it's buying it safer. And even the same thing coming to the downside. I would wait for a break just to confirm it. But it's got to get down to 4 cents before it starts wanting to go lower. So you're taking a risk anywhere in here, longing or unless you're short in the short box. If you get in the short zone when it spikes up there, you got a chance. But it's a slow short, isn't it? Striker says, NAKA, I need some of that. I'd like to have some more, but it's too expensive. I felt like I was buying the top and FOMOing in when I bought it at 20, or started at 28 and then went to 30 and 31, and I bought it at those points. And I felt like I was FOMOing in, but this charts look strong. NAKA's Kung Fu is strong. Oh crap. And she's wanting to go parabolic. Got 2 steps out of the way. Could there be 3 more coming? Possibly. She ain't slowing down, kind of like Kaspa. She's a hot one. I don't know what makes this one so strong, but it is. So I got my bag and it's steadily growing. I just really wanted to get it at a juicier price and haven't had that chance yet. It may come, it may not come. We still have another 8 or 9 months we could see some altcoin depression, which we were talking about a little bit, so I'm going to jump. I didn't even have to do that because I got this chart. Blow your mind with 4 charts. So I got Bitcoin dominance up here, which we got a head and shoulders. Yeah, confirmed head and shoulders on Bitcoin dominance means that sucker's dropping, coming for a retest, should come down again. And if Bitcoin will just go sideways, altcoins could pump a little bit. That would be great this weekend, since that's usually what happens with Bitcoin, is that it goes sideways. And so here's total 3. And I mean, notably a lot better than a head and shoulders like a Bitcoin dominance, right? But, you know, we do have that big old red dot there saying she's going to come down and probably test this trend line. So we'll lose probably about $3 or $4 billion there on altcoins. So do expect a little draw back in the short term. We still have Saturday and Sunday to see what happens. I thought this was interesting. I've got this is Tether dominance, and this is the DXY. So Tether dominance has been going down as the dollar keeps going up. The dollar looked like it was going to go parabolic right there, but it broke back in the pattern. It may. A lot of times when you break back into the pattern like this, that's bearish, and it'll drop out of that pattern. Kind of like we just see on ETE. But the dominance in Tether is dropping too, so people are putting their money in the altcoins. That's where we're getting this little pump here. It's definitely not going to be. It's not Bitcoin, or a little bit of Bitcoin, I guess, maybe. I just screw that up. There we go. Go back to my other chart here. So a lot of people really bullish on Bitcoin right now, and yeah, it could be. Short-term pump could be. We already covered all this in the day stream, so I don't want to spend too much time here. That's why I did the day stream thing, so we can spend more time on these quality altcoins. So let's come over to TRB. Keep my eye on the chat over here. TRB is just going to ride. I missed that one at 12. That would have been great price to get in. I feel stupid for selling mine too early. I let my bias get to me on that one. That's something I got to be careful of. I did that last time too with a few of them, like AVAX. Yeah. So I think we're doing this on Binance. TRB, it was fun riding up, but I also got caught in the chop, and actually I gave away a lot of my gains that I made on one account on that. Trying to trade in the chop. One of these days I'll stick with my rules. So she still looks bullish, man, but ooh. I just like to catch her when she's on a run. I think that's the trick to do, and just catch her when she's running, because if you try to front run it, she bites you in the ass. I'm not a big fan of this just sideways motion. When we get a pump and then we come down and just go sideways, I'm not a big fan of that. So Tellor, on this particular move, catching at the 50% Fibonacci. I mean, a trigger order maybe in line. We got this green cloud coming up on the 1 hour, so we'll probably get sucked into it and up to the other side. But I'm not seeing a strong move just right yet. I'm really not fond of this right here. Still, on a bigger scale, it looks like, I mean, it's definitely parabolic movement. This area here at 46.15, that's the area to look for holding. And if I was tempted to try to get back into this on spot or otherwise, I would keep a close eye on that, see if we hold that area. So I think the article I saw would still be on here, but I thought it was kind of interesting. And oh yeah, TRB rises 270% as wells pile up. What's going on? Well, investors who control more than 11% of TRB circulating supply might influence the coin's next move. Do you think? And if they bought it cheap, what do you think they're going to do when it's up? Or they can just keep buying, get everybody excited about it again. 6 whale wallets accumulated tokens worth more than 15 million at going market rates. TRB pumped 47% over the last week and 270% over the past month. So whales decide the tide? It says, however, like many other mid to small cap cryptos, the forthcoming movements in price could be dictated by a handful of powerful investors looking for some exit liquidity. So, interesting. Very interesting. Risky when it gets that concentrated, though, in my opinion. Because at this point in the market, I mean, we'll see this happen, and it's good to get in on it. But to stick with it, little risky. So I'm laying off this guy. You can think to short it, but I don't know. As manipulated as it can be, I'm just going to watch it. And if it pumps, I might get in for a short scalp. Because at this level, I'm just not trusting it that much. And we got divergence coming. There's bearish divergence. Striga says, new drinking game, take a shot for every ad. Is it the ones that YouTube are rolling? I think there's supposed to be a way that I could do that manually, but that would just be a pain in the ass. There's a delay ads button. What does that do? I have no idea. Oh, it has a 10-minute countdown. Okay. And I lost my chat again. Okay, so we need to start looking at some altcoins, and I've got the list over here. We'll go through a lot of them we looked at before, but just kind of doing a little follow up, and then some of them, the new ones, the hot ones, we're kind of starting to follow. See how they're keeping up with it. First, I've got to talk a little bit about Bitmart over here, which you'll start seeing me trade a little bit more over here. Now, unfortunately, well, fortunately, I can say this. US friendly, no KYC is required for this. Let me throw this up there. US and Canada are welcome. KYC is optional, so you don't have to do KYC to do spot. They will ask you where you're from and what it says on, and make sure it lines up with your license. You just type that in, and they take your word for it. Now, to get onto margin, which is what I was hoping to do, well, you got to go another step, and unfortunately, that's just not offered to US or I don't think Canada either. So their futures and spot margin and their copy trading, that's pretty much for anybody outside the US, outside of North America. Mexico, are you in on this conspiracy too? Because if you can go across the border, man, and buy you some crypto, huh? But Bitmart, nice exchange. I like it. Good for US people. And currently I've been trading over here at, let's get that off of there. Over on Fairdesk, they also have low trading fees, no KYC required. They give you out bonuses though. You get a cut of the fees. Extra 5% on deposit. And they are licensed in the US and Canada, so no issues at all over there. And they do have spot, copy trading, and futures. I think my futures is here, and it's just slow right now. But spot, I went over this earlier today with what I'm doing on that. I've got about $500 over here just right now that I'm just. I've got several exchanges, and I've just started using this one. That I'm just trying to own spot that I'm going to accumulate Bitcoin with. So got them lined out nice and neat on these orders, and as we come down, I'm going to collect it because I'm in the turn that we're coming down in Bitcoin over the next few months. Maybe bullish short term, but I'll see a drop in the future. All right, so that's enough of the obligatory shills there. The only other guy that I did not mention was Unix, which is a good. All the people I'm dealing with, man, these are the coolest people. I like them. And if you deposit, it's a small exchange, good liquidity though, good ratings. Deposit more than $10 to get. You also get $10, and futures, they have that over there too. I like Unix. All right, so moving on. And of course, don't forget, if you need a Tangent wallet, you need a Tangent wallet. Whether you get it with my link and save 10% or however. And also, anyone out there that won the wallet, Antonio, you won one. Email me roaddogcrypto@gmail.com, and I'll verify it with you here. But I'll give you the next steps, hook you up with my rep, and she'll handle getting the wallet to you. Trigger says, I like the layout. And not a member, same thing for you. I need you to email me, roaddogcrypto@gmail.com. And I think I've got it in my description if you forget, but should be pretty easy to remember. So TRB, do I trust you? I mean, she's trying to go. She's above the 9-moving average, so what can I say? Far away from here. It looks like she could do something. Gosh darn it, do we want to try it? She ran my account up to $300, and then she brought me down to, I'm at 80 right now. Yeah, I got hit. I was away from this and did not get to nurture my trades, and in between the time when I was gone and unable to trade, I got smacked. So TRB, I'm a little skittish of you. But you've been going up steadily until you drop to $48. Yeah, and you know why you do that too, don't you? I'm not liking this pattern at all. Dude, I gotta see something. Are you? That is weird to me. That is weird to me how that's turning over like that. But we are above that. I don't trust it enough to do much of anything. So I'm going to jump in on just one. And immediately put my stop loss, because I'm only risking 24 cents on this trade. I've got to get this thing back up, so that'll be fun and time consuming. TRB, baby. So the other coins that I got to look at, if you got anything you want me to look at, by all means put it in there in the chat. I'm happy to take a look at them. Q crypto opinion, because I don't give advice, financial advice. So the cursed line. Well, it hasn't broken yet, but looking at this rising wedge, broke to the downside of it like you're supposed to. Still looking at coming to this 200 moving average and looking at 0.022 cents. However, you know, look, we are still in this channel, so we got this trend line to contend with now. And I'm looking at the bottom. I'm looking, what I'm basically saying is possibility to get in at the bottom of this trend line with a tight stop loss, because if it falls through, we're coming down to 1.5 cents in this area, and that will not be fun. But I'll say this, my moving averages, they're stacked up in order. 800, the 666, 366, the 200. They're all in numerical order, even up to here, except for the red and the green ones, the two smallest ones. Those are the ones that run the price every in and out. It's like two coon dogs running through the woods, in between the trees, just in and out. It's like two puppies fighting under a blanket at the strip club. However you want to look at it. They wobble, they jiggle, they wobble around, they do things. So a pullback and then possibly go up, maybe a bounce off the 200 would be good, and it could happen. So it could come down to the bottom of this trend line and then bounce, baby. Do we have any support over here that would support that now? Our real hard line support comes here more at this 366 moving average right here for games for a living, and that could be, you know, just right under 2 cents. Could break this little guy. But just the fact that all these moving averages are lined up strong, that's pretty decent. Now we need to zoom out a little bit and look at this. Now we did have a rising wedge, and it was a shallow one, and that's what happened to this. The price broke out of that rising wedge. There is, now if we get rid of these trend lines, and maybe we should, because it just confuses everything and makes noise. There's always a chance for a retest. It's about like a 64% chance for things to come back to retest the top of this trend line. That's what I'm looking at. If it breaks back into this trend line to touch this, well, that's great. It may bounce, and it could, but once they break back in here, I don't trust them. They come back to the bottom, off, and lower. But a retest, to get in on this and do it right, to do it properly, probably the smart way instead of the degen way. Degen way is to wait for it to come down here and buy. The smart way is to actually wait for a bounce to just confirm, hey, trend did change there. Some people even wait for a new high and a new low, a higher low, before they get in. So if you find that these things keep biting you in the ass, that's probably what it is. And I can attest personally that when I degen and don't wait and do it properly, I do get bit in the ass sometimes. So it's my own damn fault, and I'm cool with that. But tight stop loss, if you do, little bastards probably wick you out and going up anyway, though. That's how these market makers play. Says I'll just take notes. But do have some measure moves for Gay for a living, maybe up as high as measure move for this triangle that we just broke out of at 0.37 cents, which is kind of juicy. If it comes back to the buy zone and makes it up there, that's about a 75% gain. Is there anything else that I could put here that would be helpful? I think so. We could also establish a trend line. Go from the bottom wick, ride it up to the belly there. I'm not trusting it if it breaks past that trend line. Now there's a little bit of wiggle room there. There's a little bit of wiggle room. We'll go right under that 200. Draw them too tight, you might get jump out too early. But usually I do stick with the candle bodies. We got one little candle body right there that I'm floating on. Suppose I need to raise my little. No, I'm not going to move it. Not going to move it. Leave it just like it is. Gains for a living. Cyber was also one we were looking at, which I wasn't impressed with, and I'm still not. I don't like the chart. Worth a crap. UNFI, whatever it is, UNFI. Oh, look at that! Target got hit, baby! Ooh! That calls for a celebration. Target hit! Woo! So, I have to go to the daily because that's where I charted this little guy. There's still another target up there that has not hit from this measured move. We did take one measured move, and then we took our 2 7s, right? Our fibs. Our fib hit. Now the 414, it didn't. The 414 did not. The 2 7 did. Love those 2 7s. They're reliable. I like reliable. But breakout from this coming back, and now there is a chance for a retest. Hopefully this area here will hold for UNFI here at 684. Need to see that hold. And that's at the 50 moving average on the daily. If that breaks, we're coming back down to these areas, 483. If it does, now we could come lower. What this will do is retest where the breakout point is. That was $4.13 or even worse. And it sucks when it does this, but sometimes it can come all the way back down to this trend line. That could be 295. We don't like that. It's usually where the breakout point. If we see it go lower than that, then not a good sign. But great gains for anybody that took that. I was not actively trading this one. I was just charting it. That's damn. Because I'm a dumbass. I didn't measure the percentage, I guess, because that should have tempted me like I'll get out. Or do I? I'm not trading the futures. If I got it, I got it on the spot. I think I just had it in my watch list. And I may have got it on Uniswap. Let me check my Tangent wallet. I want to know if I got this. You're a dumbass, road dog. You didn't even buy any. Man, I missed out on a good one. That was a good trade. For somebody, not me, though. Oh, shoot. I'm looking for the wrong one. I'm losing my head. I was looking for solve. No, I'm just a dumbass. Dumbass. All right, well, let's move on. ARKM, I do have some of this, though. This is ARKM Intelligence. Or ARKM Intelligence. I think they're the one going down and toxing all these wallets. I don't know if I agree with what they're doing, but I know what they're doing is going to be in demand by the powers that be, so I want to be in on this little guy. And she's just steadily going up on the daily there. Looking for it to come up to the 618, about 48 cents. And I don't remember when I bought it. I've had it for a little while. So it was somewhere during a pattern that we looked at it through here. So nice. I like ARKM. Shipping. It's in my little box that if you shorted it up here, it's a good place to probably short it. You probably already have because it's just been boring us to tears since it came down here from up there. So that was the best place. If you got in on the short. Is this a buy zone? Could be. I don't like the pattern though. Let's clear this one out. That trade's already done and gone. I think we've already celebrated this one. That was been a couple weeks ago. If not, yay, if anybody got into shipping. Does that work? And shorted it down. I'm not crazy about this pattern that I'm seeing here on the daily. I just don't like it. It's too symmetrical, or it's too much like a symmetrical triangle pattern, and I just don't trust them, so I don't trade them. Depending on how you draw it, how you want to draw it. Not trustworthy in my personal opinion, so we shall move on from this little guy. Trading sideways, boring action. I mean, you could. It's at a good point if you wanted to take a risk on perpetuals or something like that. If your exchange supports it, doing trigger orders on one, a long on one side and a short on the other. That would be the best way to catch any kind of move here. And so when it pops up and then it makes a market buy, pops down, it makes a market sell and you're short. Unibot. Now I like this one. She's still in some juicy prices, still in my juicy little buy zone. Which I think is probably good to lower that little buy zone to where I've got my little measurement tool there. Low supply coin, I like it. I think there'll be a demand for it because people like to trade Uniswap and use the Telegram bot. I think you have to have 10 of these to do some things on there. I'm not sure. I'm not using it for that. I'm just trading this guy. So accumulating here, that's also helping to offset some that I bought at a higher price too. I bought a couple with my Tangent wallet on Uniswap, and then I got these and they help me balance it out. So we're good. I'm ready for you to pump. Currently in the green cloud, making some headway on the 4 hour. Money flow is starting to come up a little bit, and it's got signs that it can get a move at least up to 82 over a little ways. We got rejected here at 65 at the 100 moving average. Normal, but we did get a breakout out of this channel. Misa likes it. And Tony said, mention it on email. Okay, cool. I will respond to you. Send you the instructions, man. Hi-Fi. So that one played out, and then what did it do? Down and sideways. Parabolic move, and then it gave it all up. So this one was 40% gains. That was awesome. Went up to 250. That was one of the winners, but I can't see the chart, so I gotta look at the chart. So it looks like about an 886 retracement. Let's see where. I do that all the time. And that's measured from here. And if I measure from the bottom there, it's below it. I need to go from the low. I gotta turn these moving averages off. I can't see what's going on here. That's how flat it was. It was just totally flat over there. I'm not convinced that that lines up. Should be from here. Does that line up over here? I think that's it. So caught the 786 and then lost it. So just been a slow drain, man, for a little while on Hi-Fi. All the way from $2.64 to 68. That's a substantial drop. I don't like the cloud either, man. Cloud looks rough. It's under the 4 hour, it's under the 200 moving average. So we're looking at it coming down to 57 cents, maybe lower, maybe even 886 should do it, but cloud says, The good thing going on is the 100 still above the 200, and there's quite a bit of space there, so it could pull us back up, but I think we got to come down here and retest this area at 57.5 cents. Might be a good place to jump in, or at least nibble. knowing it's got potential to do that, but it usually takes it a while to do that again, you know. So I think the mistake that a lot of us make is, you know, all the hype, we get the emotions, and oh man, I should, or we sold out of it, and so oh, where should I get back in? And we have a tendency to get back in too early after being in one sometimes, and sometimes that will bite us. Oh, this looks like a great place to get in, and then it's not. So very interesting time in the market for bias, and I'm having to keep an eye on mine myself. I want to take a look at Hi-Fi. That was a big drop, man. $120 million, $72 million market cap. I really want to see the website. Blind me. Okay, tokenize everything. Borrow with Hi-Fi. Tokenization of every major asset class is on the horizon. Hi-Fi lets you borrow against tokenized assets, from real estate to stocks. That sounds cool. Borrow against crypto today. The lending protocol allows anyone to borrow against their crypto. Buying and selling the tokenized debt enables fixed rate lending and borrowing, sometimes much needed in decentralized finance today. That's true, it is. Because the people go heavy into DeFi, there is a lot of borrowing. Borrow against NFTs. You can be just like Ben Armstrong. The final frontier, real world assets. Tokenization of real world assets provides immense opportunities. So I like, okay, I see the, when you say Hi-Fi finance, I mean, first thing I come to when I see finance, or I usually look at it, is usually some kind of DEX or something like that, right? I actually like I want to start that one. I'll put it on my post-it note that I never look at, except when I remember to write something on it. Hi-Fi. That may be a good possible long-term hold, in my opinion. So I want to keep my eyes open for this one. And since we're in a crappy area right now, gosh. Could you come down to 61? Maybe. I've got to 57 over here. She's looking bullish on the 15-minute. Smaller time frame, 1 hour actually looks a little bit bullish, but we're not above the 200 moving average there. Let's see what we got here. Do we have any? I mean, there's some slight divergence. It's not enough for a trend change, and especially after crossing these moving average on the larger time frames. The daily should give us some answers right here. When in doubt, zoom out. We should be coming down to the 50 right there. 61 at that 2.7 confluence. Bingo. 61.5 cents. Put my little line just a little bit above that because I want to put an alert on this little guy. Buy me now. I wanted to do this once per bar, and I'm on the daily. I don't want to do this on the daily though. I want to do this on the, if it gets down there, I want to do this on the 15-minute. So that's something to consider when you set your alert. Make sure you're cool with the time frame. I don't want to find out the next day that it was there and over. Or whatever, or just be notified once a day. So here we go. I'll have it give me let me know every 15 minutes is what this will do. Don't be a butthole this time. All right. That's what I've got. So I got my alarm set, so when it comes down to the juicy area, I want to nibble on it. like these prices. They could get better, but I like the potential for this one. That's interesting to me. Hi-Fi, IDU. Oh, this is Space ID, ID USDT. Space ID. Now, Token Metrics was following these. So I see this one coming up on Token Metrics all the time. We're looking at it over here with this. It's had a pump. Come back to those areas, so let's retest in those areas. Support resistance flip. So this is our new floor now at 19.6 cents since we flipped it back up to support. 1 hour is looking a little bit bullish, coming up to the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Starting to look nice here. Oh, and here's our trade setup. If I zoom out, I can see it. So we actually do have a trade setup for this one. Or if it breaks out of this wedge, that's what we're waiting on. The breakout of that would be the safest way to get in. But the gains on it would be good because it's got to come up to this area right here, 44 cents. Get past it before it can go to the next level. And so that's going to be one of the first places it's going to target. Right here at 32 cents and right up here at 44 cents. Well, also 25. So we got a little trade set up there. Risk to reward to, and I've just got it coming up to this area right here. It's a 4.87 to 1 just behind the breakout and selling right here at 29 cents. So not bad. This is area, I think it's a juicy buy zone. This is anywhere from 14 cents to 20 cents. And we are in that range now. MACD on the daily. Looks like he's ready to do something there. Space ID. Put an alert right there on that trend line. Not on the daily though. Let's put it on the 1 hour. So trend line, alarm, 1 hour. Breakout is the alert name. Once per bar, create, I'm set to go. KNC was on our hot pick list. Say it with a lisp. And my Fibonacci's just make everything noisy. Baby. So we're following this in this falling channel over here. It had to break out and then following this trend line. Broke back up to the upside. I put a trade set out on this. And 19%. It did hit the move. The Fibonacci levels. Hasn't yet hit the measured move that we got from this pattern over here. So we're still waiting on that. Horizontal support resistance. That's actually it right there. So now we are in a channel. See how nicely that lines up when you get your angles right on the bottom and just drag it right up. Get that channel perfectly. Retesting 200 moving average on the 1 hour, 4 hour. How do you look? 4 hour wants to try to do something according to VMC. I'm just a little doubtful because we're under our moving averages and we're in the middle of the clouds. So I think they're going to play a little bit of red dot, green dot. So I kind of see it coming down to here, to these areas. But if you're going to come down, you might as well just come on down to the bottom of the trend line. But will it? It may not do it this time. She may be finding support. Hopefully at the 100, that would be a sign for a stronger move to the upside. Or off the 200, and then we'll slowly work our way back up. It has broken our trend line there, so she's coming down, baby. Sorry, Market Cipher. Actually, the signs are here on Market Cipher because the green dot was back here and stochastics are coming down. The good thing is money flow is in the green, so that's going to help a lot. But she's got to take a little rest. If you look real close, you can see VWAP came up and now it crossed back over. So sometimes you got to look a little close there. But usually the other indicators will, even trend lines, give you the insight you need. VXV, Vector Space Biosciences, coming down to our juicy. It's actually coming into my buy zone. I was worried that it might just lick the top. It may still, but it looks like it may have the possibility to come down a little bit more. There's not much. There's no moving averages down here for it to get into, right? Because they're all at the top. So it possibly could see 19 cents out of this, 18 cents. But she may try to hold strong here because the 50's not really coming down anymore. Very interesting. At 20 cents, maybe a fairly decent place to nibble. But then again, keep in mind, I am expecting lower prices in altcoins over in quarter 4 here. December is sometime a juicy time to buy altcoins. Keep that in mind too. Trigger says the music is hella groovy. Hey, I like comments on the music. I just downloaded some of this stuff tonight. So cool. I like input on that. Trigger says I'm forgetting about that 3-cent drop already. It's at 9 cents. Is it really? Oh, we gotta see what this little baby's doing. Ethereum Express. This thing is wrapped ether. What chart was I looking at before? USD, okay. But you know what? I really don't know if it's going to stay there. The 9 moving average is still right up here. It hasn't budged on, and we're on the 4 hour, I know, but this kind of hella drop looks like straight up manipulation to me. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just wick down and then just pop right back into this pattern and get right back above that trend line. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Which makes me kind of scared of this coin, really, if it's going to be manipulated like that. But the people who got it down this far had to buy it below this point, right? So getting it all through here, taking some good profit, especially if you got it over here. I would not, okay, it did actually come down to where the 366 moving average almost touched it. It may still be working its way down there. Let's come to the actual candles here. They wicked a little bit. But it did not make a lower low from this area. So that's interesting. I want to watch this and see what it does. I think it may, by technical analysis, it should, if it breaks out, it should come back up here for a retest of this trend line. I think they may break it back into the pattern because they're mean little shits. So wow, this is kind of interesting for me to watch. So this is what it should do, and this is what I think it would do. It's just come right back up through here and do something like that, just because they can. Because think about it, they can drive all this down to get everybody scared, sell out, and then they can just buy back up right here and get everybody excited about it and do it again. I don't know. I'm curious, so I want to see how this plays out. But I'm glad you got out in time, Strega. That was a good thing. Let's see, did we take a look at... We did take a look at NAKA, right? I got the 3 that I promised in my title. So I posted that candle. Some people call them candles. Some people call them marital aids. So this is where our true support is. That's the support flip right there. This is what needs to hold. 6 cents, 6.2 cents. I wonder if they'll try to take it down that far. Interesting. Let me borrow all the tacos. Strago says, wondering if I should get back into a certain level. It would honestly be risky, but man, it's really got me curious about how these haven't dropped yet. Let me see what they look like on the smaller time frames. They're starting to come down on the smaller time frames, so that means they have to work to get back up there on the smaller time frames too. Oh, look, she just bounced off of she's off the 800. 800 is a moving average you want to pay attention to too. And it bounced perfectly off of that. She came down, hit the 666, wicked up to the 666. Isn't that curious? Isn't that kind of cool how they pan out? We would need to see some divergence if there's a possibility. There is that possibility right here, right there. I don't know. It would be risky, but it could be. I mean, she's definitely flatlined. Definitely is flatline. Let's see what the 1 minute says. 1 minute is trying to... Well, she hadn't gained ground on the 1 minute. Looks like she was trying. She finally came up above it, but then she's lost it. So looks like she wants to go down a little bit more, if this is accurate. Two hours finding support there. I mean, there's some confidence that this may be it. It would be a good spot, but Yeah, look at this. See, we haven't yet on the 2 hour got across the 90 over, or the 9 over the 21. But there is on the 1 hour though. So what I'm looking for is a V-shaped recovery. But still, like I said, like we looked at earlier, you still got that pattern, right? So even if you were to jump back in, it should just come up here to like 11 cents, about toward the breakout area. That would be the safest place to get. I mean, to look at this as being if you're trying to catch that move to the upside. I don't even know if that would be worth it, would it? 30%? That could be. It's risky. It's risky. I'm just saying it's risky. But I can understand the temptation, especially if you've been riding it up for all that long. But I'm just curious about the price action on this one. You can learn from this stuff, and then when you see it again with other tokens, and you know, you do see this. I just want to see how this one handles it. But I'm not seeing the divergence that I would really like to see. I think she might have. I think the smaller time frames might be able to take her down some more. And the 1 minute is kind of telling me that. Because we just got rejected. 9 just flew off that 1 minute. So this is when the small time frames can actually kind of help you out on these things. If it gets above a 50, like on the 1 minute, there's a chance. Like if it starts reclaiming above the 21 and then we regain the 50, there would be a chance. That trend line's confusing. Oh, that looks rough. Hey, Chef is in the house. Welcome, Chef. All right, so a few more, and then man, yeah, I really got to get off of here. Sorry, went over an hour. I'm trying to keep these around an hour because nobody wants to. Oh, there's a live stream. It's 2 hours. No way in hell am I clicking on that. I've been watching Sugarcane. And oil. Because oil be going up, baby. What's that going to do to our markets? Price of sugar is going up. That means food's going to be going up. It's going to be getting rough, I think. Most of the altcoins I'm looking at right now on my list, you guys can't see it because I got all these little ad things. Like my MXC shower lady with the code. If you want to join MXC, you can use that code and get maximum discounts on the fees when they charge you fees. I think I had 40% discounts, what it said at the maximum, whatever I can give you guys. Take a look at DCR Decred. This is one of my dark horse plays. I like this guy. He's proof of work. He's a kind of a hybrid, I think, actually. But you can't mine these with miners. And I had one, but it got burned up. Darn it. And a far. Still looking at this guy. Now this one, it takes it a while. It does, but it's good. It broke out of its channel. It's turning around. Inverted head and shoulders. Confirmed right there. It looks like it wicked up. It wicked up to 15 and knocked that out. But it's a bottoming pattern. It's good. And as I've said many, many times before, last time we were down here, I mean, we stayed down here for what? From September to November in 2020. Got down as far as $10.94. Hung around there between $10 and $13. Hung around $12 a lot. And then she went up to 69, came back to 47, 48, went to 174, came down to 131, and eventually made her way all the way up to $250. So a possible 20x? Hell yeah. I'm in, baby. I like this one. They're kind of privacy oriented, but it's not a full-fledged Monero type privacy type play. But cool project. I like it. Dub Digital kind of turned me on to this little guy. And I think I'm going to take one last look at Solana. Let's see. Checking out the chat here. Jeff says gas is going up. Everything's going up. Yeah. Everything is going up, man. I don't get out of the house much. I just don't. I'm basically kind of like a hermit. I'm an introvert. But when I do get out and look at the prices of some of this stuff, oh my gosh. Outrageous. And food is truly crazy outrageous, especially fast food that everybody's using. I mean, there's a Wendy's over here in this town, and I don't know, they were high anyway, but they are super high. They think that they're like a 4-star restaurant, the prices that they're charging for a hamburger. I mean, when you start paying $10 for a hamburger at a fast food place, and they're skimpy. My wife brought me home a hamburger the other day. Man, I don't know, but that thing was like, you know, it looked like maybe 3 or 4 millimeters thick for that beef patty. Crazy. All right, so Solana on the daily still bearish. I mean, until we get above the 200. It's trying though. We do have the 100 that bounced above the 200. That was kind of wild on its own. Wasn't pulled up. It just did it on its own. Just jumped up there. Okay. Maybe like a little inverted head and shoulders there. It does look like it has a neckline, so I consider that to be valid. That little guy could get us up to about 2370 maybe. So it looks like we may have some good things coming for Solana. It looks like it wants to bump up a little bit. It's just having to fight through it. 4 hour. 4 hour looks jacked up to me. What's going on here? Well, no. I take that back. 800, 666, and 366. So those are stacked nice. So that actually should kind of pull us up. Okay, I'm cool. I looked at that backwards. I changed up my moving averages, and I'm not crazy about those dots. And I added the 800 moving average, which quite enlightening. 4 hour, we're above the 200, so that's good, and above the 9, so positive moves on Solana right now. Just saying it wants to get a little bit of a pullback, and it will probably be a shallow one. Probably at this 236 area, that 9 moving average area, about $20, just right a little over that. $20.04. Be nice to see it get to 1980, 1960, 1980, but it may not. It would be a lot better if it didn't. If it found support here at 20, that would look much better for it to break out of this pattern. It's not breaking out of it yet, but it has confirmed the neckline. So make this a little bit more accurate here. Draw a little line, and that's what, 2341. Just for the measure move there. Chef says thin Brazilian beef. Yeah. All right, guys, I appreciate you for being here. If you can, hit that like button on your way out.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
If not for me, do it for Elvis. But I appreciate you for being here, for spending your time with me, and go over some of these coins. And see, tonight is Friday night, and I should be available again tomorrow night, probably around the same time, about 10:30. And hopefully I'll see you then, and hopefully, we'll find something going on in the space. I just think it's going to be a little bit of a tricky weekend, but we could see a little bump out of alts, so I say take profit when you can, maybe. Good night, everybody. Till tomorrow, I'm your road dog. Remember, you got this, baby. Good night.